How'd you find me?
It's actually pretty simple. We're brothers. And I've come to the conclusion that you don't want out. You think you do, but you don't.
In The Brothers Bloom, Mark Ruffalo and Adrien Brody play a pair of roguish siblings. Ruffalo plays the slick alpha brother who drives the duo's life of conniving con.
The largest private residence on the eastern seaboard, home of our final mark.
Brody is the reluctant brother who wants a new con-free life.
This will be the last one.
I'll never ask you to do another con again.
You know, Mark, you and Adrien have a really complex relationship in this film as brothers. I mean, there's a little bit of comedy, there's a little bit of angst going on. I mean, what did you find most appealing about this?
That it's kind of a wild ride. It kind of hits all the marks. You know, it goes from the comedy to the drama to the love story to this great sort of confab of cons and double crossing and switchbacks.
So, who's in? She's an artist of nitroglycerin. It's kind of her thing.
Adding her own spice to the mix is Rachel Weisz, as the Mark the Brothers Bloom hope will be their biggest score ever.
We're taking a steamer at noon tomorrow off the docks.
It's like an adventure story.
What's the con?
We go to St. Petersburg. Be our guys in a phony setup who then double-cross us and kill us all. She drives off on the run from imaginary Russians. And we keep her money.
How much?
2.5 million.
But the scheme takes a surprising turn when Adrien Brody's character starts to fall for Rachel's.
Penelope's a character who hasn't really been out much, so she's unsocialized and very naive. And Bloom, Adrien Brody's character, is someone whose life has been written for him, his older brother. So he's very kind of vulnerable and naive. And these two oddball misfits meet on this adventure, and I think they just touch each other.
What was your childhood like?
Lonely.
Do you feel cheated?
Trick to not feeling cheated is to learn how to cheat.
Her portrayal of her character is so full of life and enthusiasm, and it's contagious, and that's kind of what had to happen for Bloom.
Okay, she's in position.
Why send her in alone?
Because no one's gonna even know we were ever here.
Let's cut to the chase. I really loved that scene where you were doing all the different sort of hobbies and showing them to Adrien.
I think unicycling would be a really fun thing to do. I live in New York, and there's one guy that I see unicycling around the park, and I was thinking that's a fun hobby.
I really am not comfortable with this at all.
Into the air,
it's a running chainsaw.
Was there a lot of preparation for that whole scene?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I had 2 weeks pretty intensively spent learning to look like I could play piano and accordion and banjo and guitar and skateboard and rap and juggle and play ping pong. Do karate and skateboard, and yeah, there was a lot.
This is dangerous.
I think a little real danger might suit me.
You built us into this, you're gonna end it.
Bloom, trust me.
What was very cool for me is that you are the classic manipulator. I mean, you had to be loving that part.
He's that guy that his love of life is so infectious, and his belief in whatever can happen is so profound that you find yourself, everyone has one of these people in their lives. You just find yourself caught up in their, whatever it is. You know, he's a craftsman. He's a throwback to this gentleman con man.
There are less painful ways to cut into a mark, you know.
Score to beat is 7.9. Keep your head in the game. A Japanese judge is very tough.
Ruffalo was also able to draw upon some very unique personal experience to play his con man character.
What?
I know someone like this. I have an old friend, he's a jewelry thief.
He teach you any tricks?
No, but he almost talked me into hitting the Spelling household. When I was down and out as an actor, he said, hey man, let's do a job together.
Oh man.
And he had it all planned out to go to the Spelling household and steal jewelry from them. Oh. And I was that close to like, maybe, yeah, God, yeah, we could probably get away with this, you know? And he's the most, you know, he's one of the funnest people I've ever come across in my life.
See, this is why they have to take care of struggling actors.
So you don't end up in jail.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't an adventure story.
It totally is!